Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be maybe some other time. Got an email here from a viewer, and he says, "Hi Corey, last year I started at a new job, and on lunch break I saw this pretty girl coming and sitting close to me. She did not say much and was pretty shy. Whenever I looked at her, she looked away. It was kind of cute. A few days go by, and another coworker came up to me to ask where I am from, my age, and if I had a girlfriend. I saw this pretty shy girl. She was standing like 5 feet away listening to my answers. So to make a long story short, I gave her my number and I told her to call me. She did, and we talked for about 15 minutes, and I asked if she would go out for some coffee. She said she was busy that weekend, but maybe some other time. So we kept talking and texting, but I could not get any date with her. Whenever I saw her at work, she would look at me all in love and smiling ear to ear. So I asked her out for coffee a few weeks later, and she said, "Oh, I'm going to be with friends, but I can see you briefly." I thought, fuck that, and I went on with my life and did not text her or call her anymore. I also did not see her at work anymore. We work in different buildings. Months go by, and we again meet at a company party, and she still looks very much in love and all this shit. Now, shall I call or text her, or is she bullshitting me here? Well, first off, when you ask a woman out for a date, say, "Hey, how about Thursday we get together?" And she says, "Well, I'm busy that night, but maybe some other time." When a girl says maybe some other time, you need to say right on the spot, "Well, what other day or time you got in mind? When are you actually free that we can get together?" That's what you need to ask. And when she said, "Hey, I can meet you for a few minutes before I go and hang out with my friends," I mean, it's just a coffee date. Coffee should only be 15 minutes or a half hour. It shouldn't be anything longer than that. Now, it doesn't mean that when you go and you meet for 10 or 15 minutes, you have this great connection. Maybe she ends up blowing off her friends to hang out with you, and maybe you go someplace else and start ordering some drinks and go to happy hour and have a good time, and the good time just keeps on rolling. The idea with a coffee date is you're meeting somebody that you don't really know that well, and it's a very low-risk way to hang out. That way, if it's awkward, you don't really have a connection, either you or her can just take off and leave and go on about your business. But when somebody says to you, maybe some other time, you say, "Well, what other time do you have in mind? What days and nights are you free?" And shut your mouth and wait for her to respond, and then make definite plans. See, a lot of guys will hear that, and like this particular guy did, and he just stops and walks away. That's a lost opportunity there, because then you walk away from the interaction not knowing. It seems like the girl was really into you, but you were being too rigid in your approach. It's like, in a way, you kind of get butthurt and upset that she won't say yes to you, and completely cancel all of her plans to meet you. But instead, you need to be flexible, and just because the goal is to set a date, and if she's not available, I mean, think about it. How many times have you called to set an appointment with somebody that was trying to sell you something, and you tell them you're not available on a certain day? What do they always do? Before they get off the phone, the goal is to make an appointment with you so you can come and sit down with them and they can sell you face to face. It's the same concept with dating. The idea is that when you hang up the phone, you either have a date or you're pretty sure you got no shot with the girl, and then you can just delete her number and not call her anymore. But in this particular case, you're kind of left out there wondering, scratching your head or not, and it's just the way you went about it. And since you got all pissed off and upset and frustrated, if you got her number, shoot her a text. Just say, "Hey, when are you free to get together for a cup of coffee?" And let her respond. And she'll either make definite plans with you, or she'll give you an excuse. And if she gives you another excuse, then delete her number for good and go on about your life. Maybe you said something to her when you were texting her that turned her off or that upset her. It's hard to tell, because it sounds like this girl was into you, but like I said, I don't. From based on what you've given me, that's all I can see here. But just clean up your approach, get the definite date, and get off the phone. So if you have a question that you want to ask me, or there's a topic you want me to cover in a future video newsletter, go to my website, click the Contact Me tab, which will be on the left-hand side of your screen. Send me 1 to 2 paragraphs max, and just give me several days to get back to you with a response. If you want to talk to me right away, the quickest way to get my help is to book a paid phone coaching session, and you can do that by going to my website, click the products tab, which will be at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions. If you want to get a digital version of my Kindle ebook, go to my website, and on the right-hand column underneath the email sign-up box, there's a box that has a link that will take you right to the Amazon Kindle download page. Once you get there, if you don't have a Kindle device, on the right-hand side of the download page is a button you can click to download a free e-reader app for your smartphone, tablet device, or your computer. It only takes a matter of seconds to download and install the app and complete the purchase of my book. And if you appreciate the value of the information in my videos and my articles on my website, you can show your appreciation by going to my website, and on the Wibia toolbar, which will be at the bottom of your screen, click the PayPal donate button and donate any amount that you feel is equal to the value of the information. And I will talk to you soon.